going to basically sack Parliament, Oliver Cromwell style, not with an army, with a tent.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
so let's go do one. Let's go do it.
Like that one, let's do it, eh?
Okay, in a second. Give me a second. Are you here on motivation?
Do what he says. Come on, right. Come on, mate.
Are you here on your own today, sir? On your own? You haven't taken a load of
Ben, go and talk to that police officer, tell him what you've just done. Huh? Go and talk to him, tell him what you've just done, who you are.
But we haven't done it yet.
What are you going to do? What?
No, it wasn't theirs. She made a mistake.
Anna,
Yeah.
who's a silly girl?
It's me.
Look, who's a silly girl? Timing's everything with him. Now, there was a little bit of a fuck up where Hannah put her tent in the wrong place. So now, this is where Brian Hoare lay for 7 years. Come in, Brian. Brian Hoare laid here for 8 years, sorry, and then he died of lung cancer. I'm not surprised with all the fumes he was getting here. So anyway, for you armchair activists, get up off your fucking asses and get on the street and show a bit of bollocks for a change. I'm really pissed off with you, actually. Not those of you that do get out. So now we're waiting for Ben. I think he's going to pitch his tent here. And then, and once the tent is pitched, I don't think it's going to be very long before we have the police here. So we'll just cut it on there. Press that red button, Brian. Yep. Here we go. Okay. So, tent's up. Right, there. Brian's just saying that the police have been coming out, watching him, so this is it, he's going to put the tent up now and then see what happens. I'm sure the police will be here soon. Let's get that tent going up. Right, get in here, right, so, no doubt the police are here. Are you going to suffer arrest or are you going to show them this first?
I will suffer arrest if I have to.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is the man you need to talk to.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with anyone sent me police by you. I'm here to protest Parliament and that's what I'll do. Now the fact is, yeah, I made a 15-page statement about Kenneth Clarke MP that you guys won't look at. You guys actually told me that what you're going to do to me is a demoralisation exercise, whereby when people complain to the police about child abuse, paedophilia, this is what happens to me. It's a serious sexual assault this man made on me, yeah? But they're going to concentrate on me, and so that I don't make any further complaints. That's what the police have said. So I'm here protesting Parliament and you guys. Why don't you guys go and speak to Ken Clarke? Why don't you guys go and speak to the paedophile unit down at Empress Buildings, yeah? See why I'm here. They will tell you, yeah? Google Ben Fellows, it will all come up.
This guy is Ben Fellows, and I'm a filmmaker. I work for a film company called Primax Films. I'm a journalist, and Ben Fellows has just walked 300 miles to prove his quest from Plymouth about allegations he's made about Kenneth Clarke and other members of Parliament and members of the entertainment industry. And he is, in the next 2 weeks, going to take a lie detector test, and then they will be challenged to do the same. Now, this is, you know,
It's a Section 6 notice, yeah, right, which basically says that you now have to act lawfully, yeah, and any infringement of that will incur personal fines to you guys. You know that, right? So what we want you to do is act lawfully and peacefully. We are peaceful. We're not here to cause trouble. It's one test. Yeah, a few people here to protest, and that's it. Right.
But there is a Section 6. So what would you do about this now, officer?
I'll read it first, mate.
Okay.
Child abuse. So who do we talk to? Who do we actually go to?
We're victims as well. We are victims. Hang on. We are victims of institutional child abuse, if I might add that as well. And we've been campaigning for the last 7 years for this. And you know, me personally, Bill Maloney, I've been involved in investigations into Operation U-Tree and Operation Fernbridge. You know, we're naming people like Kenneth Clarke, Leon Britton, and also as someone who's been helping paedophiles is David Cameron, and there is evidence for that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. The National Press won't listen. What do you suggest we do, sir?
Well, you can call Catherine Lang at the Cabinet Office and speak to her. Right. Yeah, about what we're doing today or Ben Fellows. Yeah,
if you just tell her that Ben Fellows is out here, what he's done, and like the Section 6. So we just want to, we're acting lawfully here, officer, as you can see.
Right, okay, leave it with me. Thank you, back to you.
And thank you very much.
Can I tell you what direction to go in your quest, if you want to call it a quest, yeah. That's something you have to do yourself.
A quest for justice.
A quest for justice.
Which is why you're wearing that uniform.
And you know better than I do where you've been, where you're going, and where you want to go to. So if you bear with me, I'll get back to you.
Thank you very much, officer. Thank you. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, well, we've done it, haven't we, Bill?
That was very nice.
It was very nice. That's actually what I'm worried about straight away. How are the police going to act within the first minute or two?
Yeah.
We told them they need to act lawfully and peacefully. We are peaceful protesters, so now they have a problem.
Well, in my language, Ben, that was sweet as a nut.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure to watch it as well. Well done.
Okay, no, well done, everybody.
Hey!
And their managers will be coming down, probably speak to yourself. Okay. I should imagine then they will ask you to leave, taking your equipment with you, and then we'll be here actually for prison or anything like that. Otherwise, we'll use our house, going under the Reform Act, civil procedural items. Okay?
You're not going to get violent with us, are you, officer?
I'm not a violent person.
Because I'm 58 years of age, a little bit older than you, I think.
I'm not far behind you.
And we've got an old girl there. How old are you, Brenda? She's 70 years of age, so...
Don't look at they haven't seen
Don't get too far. Well, we've got a police officer with a sense of humour, that's what we like. Thank God for that.
Can you explain to me what powers they are? Under the Reform Act, I'll bring the notices over, etc. Well, you know where I'm coming from, mate. But we'll see what the council do.
Can I remind you of your rights, sir?
Go on.
Calm down. I've got it in my bag.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We're acting peacefully and lawfully.
You see, it's like, well, the main thing that we're fighting against is institutional child abuse. Now, everyone here, this is Brian Harvey. Do you remember E17? Well, he was the lead singer of E17. Yeah. And Ben Fellows and myself. Now, we've been fighting this for many years. I'm a filmmaker. So, all we're fighting against is institutional paedophile rings that are being protected, I'm afraid, by government. And I think, you know, if your fathers... I know because I work with the police. I'm an outreach worker with the police. So I know that you lot are not happy with everything that's going on as well. So we're treating you as men, fathers, and comrades, maybe one day.
And also, if you remove my tent now, I'll have 1,000 tomorrow. Right. Okay? Just make you aware of that. I will be back. I'm not leaving here. Yeah? And I'm going to stop it. You can stay here. Yeah, I know. No issue with that. It's not the issue. No, we'll have 1,000 tents on the screen before the end of the week. Promise you that. Because I've got to be allowed to protest lawfully because the legal system has let me down. That's the point. That's why I'm here. Where MPs are above the law within the European superstate. I'm not getting involved or discussing.
We are,
but I know that you are involved.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Does that act supersede these human rights? The act that you mentioned, yeah. Acts of Parliament, statutes, and need the consent of the government. Does it supersede this gentleman's human rights?
We're not saying he cannot stay here. What we're saying is...
The structure, no structure.
It's
not a permanent structure though, is it, Sergeant?
But it still comes if I bring the paperwork over, which you probably know all about anyway, you'll see that it actually says the word tent, bedding, etc. You will see...
And all that.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Chet. Well, don't say more, Ben. What do you think?
Well, that's the police threatening to get heavy. Yeah. So what they're going to do now is they're going to let the council come over. They're going to go rah, 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 rah. Yeah. I'll say my bit to the council, and then the police are going to basically take my home because I'm homeless. Yeah. And destroy it and confiscate it, and probably all my bags as well. Nevertheless, I will still be here, and I'm going to stay. And we're staying with you. Thank you.
Right. And the police officer recognised you, Brian, even with your dodgy beard. There we go. Okay, you film. Yep, don't say no. I'm with you.
Actually, I'm working as a head warden under command of the chairman.
Sorry?
I'm working as a head warden under command of the chairman. So I'm just looking after this Parliament Square. So you're putting the tents here is
Have you read the
illegal. Yeah, we got our letter as well. We're going to give you later. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Excuse me, why have you come over? And because you've got senior officers, we've got the police here. Are you from the council? You're not from the... who are you? Could you get this? We've done it for a while, you know that. Yeah, I've met you before.
We have Parliament Square.
How'd you do?
We helped you out last time.
How'd you do? Brian, I'm out. Right. This guy's got section 6 on his tent. This is where Brian Hall was. Now, do you understand why he's here?
Who's sorry?
Why Ben Fellows is here? Ben, come here, talk to this man.
Appreciate that, unfortunately.
But we need to talk to you, first of all, sending the wardens over on a subject that is as important and as delicate as this. We do not appreciate this. We've got police officers and we've got yourself, sir. Okay. Now, we are here because the government are not fighting against institutional child abuse. Now, I do know you. I think we met in Trafalgar Square, so you know who I am. Now, so just say we've got to go is outrageous. This is common land. There's no...
It's managed by the GLA, the Government Authority. There are bylaws, and there's a form and social responsibility act in place, which says that the set up of the tent is not allowed. Now, I'm giving official direction that that's my home.
That's his home.
Yeah.
That's his home, mate.
I'm homeless. Yeah. I've been threatened by the police already. Yeah.
Well, I can't.
No, hold on a second.
Well, you need
a car unit. Yeah.
I'm not police, so I don't.
No, I'm telling you something.
Mate, you're coming over here with the authority. You're not talking about the police here, right?
No, I'm not talking about
the police here had not threatened us.
Yeah, but he brought police here and said,
no, we were talking to a sergeant a minute ago.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
or a criminal matter that needs the police? Well, an act of parliament is criminal, isn't it? Right, so it's a bylaw, an act of parliament. I'm not going with the bylaw. I'm going with the police performance. Okay, wait, can I ask you a question? Hold on. I'll tell you what, I don't like being crowded with multiple questions. So what I'm going to do, I've said my piece, I'm going to give you a reasonable amount of time to remove the tent. If not, I'm going to say 5 minutes is a reasonable time to take on the tent. If not, we'll carry on with the next step. And what is the next? I've already explained that, sir. I don't know, you haven't told me. Can I know, please? Well, I've already issued direction. Yep, okay, yep. So the next step is to issue with a letter if you don't comply with direction. Right. Because it is an offence not to comply with an authorised officer's okay, is that under a certain act? What is that? What's that under? The Police Performance Social Responsibility Act. So you're going to give us a letter? Wait, I'm going to issue with a letter if it isn't removed within 5 minutes. Can I just say something? Statutes and acts need the consent of the government to be enforced. I've said my piece, sir. No, but can you answer that, please? Because it's your laws, do you know what I mean? What I'll do, sir, is if you've got any complaints or anything you want to... So you're going to log me off to a number that no one's going to read. So sorry, you might as well take that. It's like they won't answer my questions. What is your name? Dean Erdley, okay. We met. Yeah, how you doing? I know. Yeah, but I would just like to say that this man Dean, in years gone past, he has helped us in our actions at Trafalgar Square, Dean, and you did help us to stay there. So, let's be civil about this. Yeah, we are not. Hang on, Brian. We are not instigating, Dean, any violence. Okay. We are peaceful demonstrators. We are all victims of institutional child abuse. That is why we are here. I think you're a father as well. Yes. So you know what I mean. I know exactly. If anything happened to you and your kids went into care, how would you feel? Well, I can't comment on that. Yeah, but how would you feel? I don't know. It's never happened. You feel distraught, mate. After everything that you're aware of, just been in the news on the institutional paedophile rings that are applied. You'd be distraught and angry, mate. I'll tell you that right now. Well, that's your opinion. Well, I think if your kids were abused, you'd be distraught and angry. Can I just say, as we've met before, then you'll understand my position in these things. I do. Okay. So therefore, can we reach peaceful agreement? Yes. I'm more than happy to listen to what you said. Okay. Then we can have to remove. Right. Okay. I'm not going to agree to that, but I'll tell you my story. Okay. You can tell me the story all you want, but obviously I've got a job to do. That's being rude. That is rude. Before you start evicting people, you should know why they're here. Okay. He has an individual story. Okay. Excuse me, Dave. Are you going to get to do the eviction exactly? No. Hang on a minute. Stop it, Cliff. All right. Please, Dean. Dean, let him tell you why they're here before you evict him. I'll speak to him. Okay. Be quiet. Yeah. Is that fine? Yes. Yes. You too. I was sexually assaulted by Kenneth Clarkenby in Ian Greer's office in 1994. I made a 15-page statement to the paedophile unit. The paedophile unit basically said he is above the law and cannot be questioned. He is above the law. Nobody should be above the law. Yeah, the law either applies to all of us or none of us. So, my point being, I was threatened by the police at my flat. I had to leave my home. I've been on a 300-mile walk of protest from Plymouth to here, yeah, which is taking just over a month to do, yeah. This is my home. If you wreck my tent now, yeah, you are destroying my home. And also the lie detector test. Tell Dean about the lie detector test. And I'm prepared to take a lie detector test, obviously. So the point is, that doesn't matter. No, yeah, but Dean, can I just say one thing on the lie detector test? Now, Ofcom are the police of the broadcasting media in this country, and they allow Jeremy Kyle to tear families to pieces via evidence of the lie detector test. So, as you can see, and I think there's going to be evidence to everyone who watches this footage, that the institutions, you are still not helping us. So we are going to the people via the lie detector test. If the lie detector test had no credibility or validity, then the government and Ofcom would not allow the Jeremy Kyle show to decimate families, etc., and solve crimes via evidence from a lie detector test. So we're going to the people. I'm sorry, Dean, but we can't go to you anymore because you keep treating us like this, Dean. And I was sexually abused, Dean, by people that you work for, and so was this man. Via the government. If you remove this tent, yeah, in the week there'll be thousands. I promise you that. Okay, and I'll carry out the exact same process every single time. As my job entails. That's fair enough. Not a problem. Okay, thank you. Right. Thank you. I'm a bit passionate about it, so I'm a little bit angry. And the thing that I'm noticing just coming into this is that anyone that ever brings up any questions about child abuse in the government, right, it's clear to me that it's happened. It's so obvious. And then whenever we come to anyone with a question, we get this. Unfortunately, I'm not here to answer questions. I've got a role. I know you're not. But I'm just asking you to see our position. We're going about it in the most peaceful way that we possibly can. Unfortunately, you're breaking an act of parliament, and if I law by which we make statutes and acts of parliament need the consent of the government to be enforced. They're your laws, not mine. Read up on it. Okay, that's fair enough. And I don't put it. Unfortunately, you haven't claimed ownership of the tent. It's gentleman over there. So I'm here in support of victims of child abuse. You probably danced to his music. You must have done. Dean, you probably danced. That's Brian Harvey of East 17, the lead singer. You probably wooed your missus to his music. No, I feel like scum because no one wants to listen. You know what I mean? And another thing, John Major in this place over it, he ripped Gary out of me, mate, in 1997. That'll do. Right? He ripped the arse out of me. Sorry, I swear. He ripped the arse out of me in 1997. Publicly ridiculed me, had me committing suicide twice, or attempts to commit suicide. Right? I'm angry. And the fact that Bill's here talking about the child abuse, mate, we need it all out in the open. There's too much cover-ups. Jimmy Savile, all of these people, it's disgusting, mate. And what I would like to know is what's the relationship between Prince Charles, right, and Jimmy Savile? Because I can show you two pictures of them 30 years apart, both laughing and joking. What, he didn't know? Are you serious? I can't comment. I know, but do you understand? This is why the people are so passionate. And they're not getting through. And I can't believe the opposition that we face, just trying to get through people on a human level. You know, there are processes in place, which means that you can protest legally with permission. But that nothing, does it? Well,
Unfortunately, I can only do my job.
Where would you suggest we go then?
I can't suggest anywhere to go.
Where is it legal for us to protest now?
Without prior permission, not on a GLA property. As for the other permissions, I can't comment on Westminster's permissions. I can only comment obviously on the Great London Authority, which is
But could you give us somewhere that we could go and demonstrate
I
this?
can't tell you to demonstrate anywhere.
You've done it before.
What?
You've done it before for
All
us.
I laid out to you was the boundaries of the GLA controlled areas.
Well, lay it down now so we can go
Okay, I can
somewhere.
give you a map, sir.
You called me Bill a minute ago, now you're calling me sir.
I like to remain
I thought we were mates.
Obviously, as you can see, that's Parliament Square.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill is there, which is that statue there.
Yeah.
Edge of there, everything inside, that is Westminster controlled. This is GLA controlled. So the pavement from that corner, in an L shape, all the way up to that corner there, is Westminster, grassed area and everything above the raised curb is Great London Authority controlled areas.
So where can we go?
Guys, Baker's Corner. All I'm doing is I'm directing you to obviously remove the tent from GLA controlled areas.
Okay. So
I'm not telling you where
the
to go.
GLA controlled area is up to there, so we could go over there.
I can give you the map,
Right.
which is basically...
That's where we can't go.
No, the cross-hatching is, that's Westminster, that's not under our control or under our remit.
Right.
The rest of it is.
So we can't go there, but we can go here.
I'm not saying where you can or can't go, I'm just saying that is not...
So what are you in control of?
Basically everything except that L shape, the pavement.
The pavement. So we can go on the pavement.
I'm not saying you can or can't, sir, but that is...
Will you still take the tent away? We go on the pavement.
Unfortunately, that's not under my remit, sir. That's...
Thank you very much. Love you for that.
What other lot? Right.
Right, come over here, Ben. Ben, come with me. What's his name? Dean. Is it Dean? Dean. Right, come over here. Dean, could you give Ben showing that drawing? Now, this Dean's going to tell you what we can and can't do.
Right. That's the Churchill statue there. Right, okay. Pavement basically from the end where the line started, sir. The length goes there. All the pavement around is Westminster City Council controlled. The rest of it is controlled by the Great London Authority,
Which is who he represents. So anywhere on this pavement.
All I'm saying is, I control the GLA area. I don't have any control over the Westminster City Council.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dean. Love you. Thank you, mate. Thank you. So, Ben,
yes.
If you put the tent on the pavement, then they've got to go and get Westminster Council.
That's right. Now we're making them work for a living.
There we go.
This is what it's all about.
And
It's staying within the law, staying within the rules, but bending them slightly to our advantage. Yeah? We're not going to get kicked off here.
Yeah.
We're going to have 1,000 tents down here by the end of the week.
Exactly.
So, as long as we keep it there, which actually is in a worse place, because now it's a hazard to pedestrians and what have you.
So now we're going to wait for Westminster Council.
And now we're going to wait for them to turn up.
Lovely.
It's now City Council control. I'm now reaching Secretary for the local government at Sector 2. So the tent needs to come down. If we don't take the tent down, I can seize it. What will happen is whoever else control the tent, myself, Brian, who's here or whatever, then obviously I can report it to the court. I can seize the tent for 28 days. We don't prosecute it, then we can have the tent back after 28 days. We don't want to get into that scenario. So if we have to take the tent down, it'd be great. And then we can all go home.
So, do you know the Member of Parliament you just spoke to?
Which member? No, it's not Member of Parliament.
The Scottish guy, wasn't it?
No, not Member of Parliament.
Oh, wasn't it? Nothing to do with that?
Nothing to do with that.
I'm fishing.
No. And what happens if we move it up to Black Rod's place? Well, I'll show you the whole map and it'll tell you exactly where the boundary is. That incorporates that as well. This is where you are at the moment. So it incorporates all that area. Yeah. So whole of Parliament Square. Right down the back of the Abbey. Yeah. So that's down Westminster Bridge across. That's where it encompasses really. So we can do it now, well, I'd rather do it now because obviously I'm asking you to do it. So if you can take the tent down, and that's the end of that issue. Alright, yeah.
Thanks, Sarge. Thank you. Tent down. Right, so I'm going to leave Ben to tell the story. We're still at Westminster. We've spoken to the police and...
Yeah, well, the police have told us, they've read out bylaws to us, they've shown us a map of where we can't go, and it extends all the way down here, it extends all the way around the back of these buildings, all around the back of the Abbey, not Treasury, and all the way back around to here. So basically, they've asked us to take down the tent, otherwise they're going to do it, and they can confiscate the tent for 28 days, and then we could get arrested, and we don't really want that, it's just going to be peaceful.
We don't want him arrested because we've got too much work to do.
That's right.
So, well done. Let's have a round of applause. We've done what we've done.
Well done, Ben.
Well done, mate. Well done, man.
But I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. Brian Hall did it. I'm going to do it. Tent or no tent. Right, I'm staying here.
Why do we watch it? Why do you watch it?
You know, Gonzo would have been perfect for that movie he was going to star in.
What movie was that?
The Revenge of the Little Blue Geek. Seriously, what'd you think of Miss Mousy?
I love...
The toilets have got no water in them. Couldn't wash my hands. Those of you that know me, you know, I use a few expletives, and I promised I won't use any today. So if I fuck up, let me know. I'm just, I'm not talking too much today. I'd rather do my work on film. You can go into piemeshfilms.com and see all the work we've done concerning the horrific subject of child abuse. The children of the future, that's where life begins. Let's sort it out. Let's sort it out. Who wants their children in years to come say, hang on, my mum and dad were around then, they never done anything. Why didn't my mum and dad do anything? Paedophilia is controlling world politics via blackmail. Got it? Jimmy Savile was a devil. We've got one up there as well. Kenneth Clark, a nonce, a paedophile, Leon Britton. There's loads of them. You can go on and on and on and on, but we're not doing anything about it. It's controlling bankers. It's controlling army. And when I was up there a little while ago, because they weren't letting you in, I said, the police officer said, I said, why won't you let him in? He said, because we're waiting for the boss of G4S to say that we can let some more in. I said, well, you working with him? I said, you can't work with him. We're paying you. We're paying the police. They're working for G4S. It's bang out of order. And then the lady's come up to me and she said to me, Bill, I spoke to some people and we can't get no water for the kids down there. Where are you, darling? Did you get your water? You got water now? Good. Let's give the kids water at least, you know what I mean? Then I told two other police officers and it's like, Now, I'm not saying that all police officers are bad because by no means are they. I work with them myself, you know? I work with child investigators, detectives. But this was, I was going to rattle on for a little while, but I'm not going to talk anymore because at the moment, the man of the moment is a guy called Ben Fellows. And he's a victim of abuse, the same as myself. And all you abuse victims here, especially institutional abuse, hello. Hello. And you don't be ashamed no more. It's not your fault. It's our government's. It's our politicians. Jimmy Savile was going to Margaret Thatcher's, I think it was 13 consecutive Christmases, at Chequers, because he was updating her on all the paedophiles, the powerful ones, and then she put their arms up their backs and controlled it. Why didn't anybody ever question Margaret Thatcher? Anyway, you're all here. Just being here means you're doing something and you're part of it. And we got to fight against paedophilia because it's still going strong now. Now. So don't make your children ashamed of you. Let's pick up the beat on this. And where's David? Where's David? Is he about? Where's David? Ike, talk about it when you get up here, bruv. I haven't spoken to you for a while, David. Let's pick this subject up and let's start protecting the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present Ben Fellows.
I'm alive and well. I have been on the run for 7 days. I have lived in many houses, on boats, on coaches, travelling around the country to get here today to tell you this message, that Ken Clark is going to find himself in a court whether he likes it or not. When they came out and said that Jimmy Savile was the only person in the BBC who was a paedophile, I said, I was a child actor in the BBC. There's loads of paedophiles. Children's BBC are run by paedophiles. You go to auditions, they say, take your top off. You know, can you pretend to lick an ice cream? That's how they do it. And it's all done through agents and casting directors. And then they came out and said, well, it's a wider industry. And they got pointed to the Daily Express. And they said, not only that, but when I met Kenneth Clark when I was working for the Cook Report as an investigative journalist many years later, I was 18 years old. The producer of the programme said, look, can you say you're 15 to grease the wheels against these guys? Because they knew that young boys hung around with these businessmen and they wanted to get in with them. So I said to Ken Clark when I met him, I'm 15 years old. And what did he do? Yeah, groped me. Sexually assaulted me. Yeah. So, the police came to me and said, this is Operation Fairbridge. Not U-Tree. Operation Fairbridge said, we're the men. They're the boys, U-Tree. We can actually go after these guys. And I said, well, what happens if why can't you go and ask Prince Charles what was he doing with Jimmy Savile in Scotland? Why can't you go and speak to him? And they said, basically, we'd love to. But we don't know if we can protocols. But you need to make a statement against Ken Clark because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. I said, I don't want to make a statement against Ken Clark. I've done my article, he hasn't sued me. Nobody has sued me. I have not seen a solicitor's letter. I have not seen a cease and desist from anybody. And that only happens when you're telling the truth. Otherwise, I'd be crucified and it would have happened instantly. My YouTube channel got taken down, my Facebook channel got taken down, and my Twitter account got taken down all in the space of about 10 minutes. And this is why. Because when the police came to me, they said, make a statement. I spent 8 hours with a detective being interrogated about the colour of the carpet, about the wallpaper, how many stairs were there, and I was accurate. And at the end of the 8 hours, they turned around to me and they went, Ben, you know what? You're spot on, we can do something with that. If it was half a page statement, we wouldn't do anything. But because it's 15 pages, we're gonna go and speak to Mr. Clark. Well, the inside of the story, and I went, great. He goes, leave it with us, give us a chance to investigate it, let's do our job. And I went, you know what, mate? Absolutely. You seem alright to me. I'll let you do your job for 6 months. They were away. Every interview I did, I said, no, give the police a chance. Let them do their job. 6 months later, which was a couple of weeks ago, they came back to me and said, look, Kenneth Clark is above the law, he cannot be touched. The people that you mentioned, I told them anecdotal evidence of my experience, so that, you know, with historical abuse, you need to put yourself in the room, have a good reason. I was working for the Cook Report, I was put there by the producers. The producer of the show said 6 months ago, yes, I was there, yes, Kenneth Clark was there, but yeah, they couldn't quite see the grope, even though we'd all watched it on the film, back afterwards. Now, when the police went and interviewed her, she went, well, I don't know, but then she works for BBC Panorama, didn't she? And that should say it all. You know, these people have things to lose, so they don't speak out. I am a man alone, and I know that. I can be a man alone. Because no one can silence me.
You're not alone, mate. You're not alone.
Thank you. Thanks, really. And so the police came to me and said, he's above the law. There's a 2-tier system. Politicians cannot and won't be spoken to by the paedophile unit. The paedophile unit won't speak to them. They're simply gathering intelligence to be used against these people. So whether it needs something being voted for or something going their way, the paedophile unit give it out to whoever say, or they sell it, or do whatever they do with it, and they force these politicians to do what they want, like Bill was saying about Margaret Thatcher. So, Kenneth Clark's above the law. Andrew Lloyd Webber, who stuck his tongue down my throat, is above the law. And I was 13 years old. I was given drugs, I was given alcohol. I don't think it was like a line of coke in the bathroom with a £20 note, because it wasn't. It was a milkshake. A chocolate, a strawberry milkshake with cocaine in it. And, people said, drink this will pep you up for the show. That's how you were given drugs. And then you were given alcohol. I went to Esther Ranson's house for a party, and we were doing drugs and alcohol in that party when we were kids. She's had a child life, for God's sake. Can she be questioned? Absolutely. Can she be questioned?
Yes.
No.
Why, she can.
Jimmy Savile had to die before we questioned anything, all the victims came out. You know, Kenneth Clark cannot be questioned because the police admitted that there was a two-tier system in place. We are not part of it. If I made an allegation against any one of you or you me, I'd be spoken to by the police. I'd have to make a statement. What happened to me was the police just simply threatened me. So I filmed them, put them up on YouTube. Let you decide. I will take a lie detector test, just like they do on Joe McKyle, because in Joe McKyle they'll, dash families' lives over a lie detector, they'll split families up. I'll do a lie detector test any day of the week and twice on Sundays about my Ken Clark story. Yeah. Absolutely. Not afraid of it whatsoever. So the police decided to threaten me. I had a man in a black mask outside my window of my flat threatening me and my wife over the phone on the day that Lee Rigby got killed. Saying, why that soldier was going to up to you? How can that be right?
And lovely. Disgusting.
I was on the run for 7 days. And I knew I had to get here. Of course, my mistake was that I told my wife I was going one place and I actually went another. So she got very worried, it got onto the internet and it's gone viral. But in a way that was good because it's got it all out there to you lovely people here in the sun.
Yeah.
So it's still ongoing for me. It's not over. What I'm trying to do now is get the story out to as many people as possible. Kenneth Clark will find himself in a court of law, whether he likes it or